Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
We are back once again to podcast. Woo-woo! How's it going, man?
Good. How about you, man?
I can't complain. What's you been up to recently?
Stuff.
Excellent.
And you?
Not much. Just work. Working home.
Working stuff.
It's like when my mom calls, tell me what you've been doing. I'm like, well,
Work.
I went to work.
I got home.
Yep.
Cooked for the wife and the kid.
Yep. Watched some TV.
Went to bed?
Yeah, went to bed, got up, went to the gym, went back to work. I mean, it's like, tell me something exciting that's happening. I had this really good beer the other day. I mean, it's about the highlight of my week.
Well, I was in Belarus recently.
Yeah, how's the beer scene in Belarus?
Actually, I was quite impressed by some of the stuff. There was a really good wheat beer that I tried.
Yeah. So do they kind of fall along the more traditional German styles, or
no?
What's the beer scene like? You
could actually find quite a lot of local breweries making IPAs and pale ales and Berliner Weisses, and I didn't see that many Imperial Stouts.
Okay.
There were some kind of like the classic dry stouts. A lot of English milds and like brown ales as well. Okay. And they were really good at doing the classic German styles, like a classic Pilsner and the wheat beer that I mentioned. Mm-hmm. And there was one English mild that I tried as well that was really, really good. So I think it's like the classic styles, they were quite impressive. Mm-hmm. The IPAs, not so much. Yeah, it's kind of a new style for a lot of breweries, especially in Eastern Europe and I think Southern Europe. So there's some development to be done in those areas, whereas they've been making Pilsners and Hefeweizens for 200 years, so they've got those down pretty well. I got no idea what the quality of the hops that they get to Eastern Europe is either. I mean, that would also affect the overall quality of an IPA quite a lot. I would imagine so, yeah. That's kind of the defining factor of an IPA. Yeah, exactly. So I think that could also kind of explain why the IPAs were kind of meh. Yeah. But kind of the classic styles using the noble hops kind of really shone through. Yeah. Yeah. Now, could you find Belarus on a map before you went? Yeah. Okay. I'm not American. No, well, I don't know. So it's one of those areas, And we just lost 50% of our listeners. It doesn't come up in the news very often. So no. It's funny you say I'm not American, but what I discover is that Europeans have a pretty good idea about European geography, but not so much about outside of Europe. A lot of times, maybe they got Asia down because there's a lot of people that are backpacking through Asia. Yeah, but I mean Southern Pacific as well. Yeah. It's quite easy. But like North America, it tends to be a bit of a crapshoot sometimes when you have to say where you are. Yeah, it becomes real vague. Then it's like, oh yeah, I'm from. So like I tell you I'm from Tennessee because people know where Memphis, Tennessee is. Yeah. In a rough, they've heard of it at least. They've heard of it, and when they say, "Oh, okay," and say Memphis, they say, "Oh, well, Elvis." So I know that they can make that kind of connection usually, but haven't pointed out on a map. And no. But I spent, I guess, the majority of my formative years in Arkansas. Yeah, and everyone's just like, I have no idea where that is. That's somewhere in the middle part, right? I'm like, yes, somewhere in the middle part. Everyone's just going to ask you to, where is that in relation to California? Right, yeah. I can say, well, it's right next to Texas. And they're like, oh, okay, what part? And they're like, all right, never mind. So I usually just say I grew up around Memphis, which just isn't too far from the truth. It's a modification. Well, it's an easier reference point than trying to go into the geography of America and just, and have that conversation 100 times. Gotcha. Well, it makes it a bit easier. I mean, I think we know New York, California, obviously Texas is Texas is big. I mean, at least it's like, it's right about Mexico. Yeah. Florida people can usually get Florida. Chicago, and then everything else is just kind of shit in the middle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Of course, Nevada close to, well, next to California with Las Vegas, of course.
Well, I think people know where Vegas is, but I'm not sure they actually know that it's in Nevada or where Nevada is.
You don't think?
I don't think so. I think they know it's. I think they know it's in the desert.
Yeah,
and they know Vegas.
They know it's a city in the middle of the desert, and it's hot as fuck.
Right. Yeah. That's about the extent of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Vegas? In the middle of the desert. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So we talked about Systembolaget releases a couple of episodes ago.
Yep.
And now it's been a couple episodes, and so
Systembolaget has another release.
They have their another big release, and we thought, hey, you know what? Let's just dive back into that well.
Yep.
And try a couple of releases from the Systembolaget special release.
Yep.
And you let me pick this time.
Yep.
And I don't have a special third beer, although I did think about getting the other pumpkin beer from Sam Adams just to...
The 20 pounds of pumpkins?
Yeah. I couldn't do it to myself, honestly. I really came close, but thought, nah, just...
well, the rumpkin was harsh.
Oh, my God. So, like I said, for a pumpkin beer, it really wasn't bad. It was just so boozy that it just killed me.
Yeah.
And that was really the downfall of that beer.
Yeah.
It was so harsh. But I told Marcus over at Brew Bloods that we had it, and he's like, "Oh man, that beer is amazing." I'm like, No, it was not.
I really don't get the U.S. craze over pumpkin beers.
I don't get the U.S. craze over pumpkin spice personally.
Yeah. No.
I
don't really have any relationship with pumpkin spice, so
no,
except for pumpkin beers, I guess.
That's yeah. But the Pumpkinator was what we had. St. Arnold's Pumpkinator.
Oh, that's
what
we
reviewed the one time that we lost.
Yeah.
The reason
we also had the one from the U.S. in that episode, the one you got from Marcus, right?
Yeah, he sent me that one and one other one, and it was another Texas beer. And we were gonna
was that the Pumpkinator that we actually kind of enjoyed a little bit?
Yeah.
It's a shame that we lost that episode.
I know. I feel really bad about that.
Yeah, you should.
Oh well, live and learn. we did change some habits after that to make sure that we had some redundancy built in, and I was able to back off things quicker.
Yes.
So that helped with that problem.
Cool. All right. So there was a lot of good beers.
There were. It was really hard to pick because I I thought about one of the Tilquins.
Yeah.
But we passed on both of those. Well, and then there was the nice...
I got the guess from Tilken.
Well, I got both of them.
Oh, you got both of them?
I ordered them online.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun to see the ketchup because all of the bottles just had tons of yeast on the side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just all the strings of like white yeast all over the side of the bottles. But then there was the two, was it Old Rasputin's? Barrel aged?
Yeah, those the two special versions, the rye whiskey and the wheat whiskey.
Yep. Really want that rye whiskey.
Yeah, me too. It's quite expensive.
Yeah. Well, for Swedish beer standards, it's on the high end. This is very rare. We get something that's 200 crowns a bottle.
Yes, and it's not even a 750. It's a 500 milliliter bottle. Yeah.
But maybe in November, there's not a lot coming out, so I might feel like splurging.
Yeah.
But then
actually, the regular Rasputin is available to order at Systembolaget as well.
Okay.
So it could be quite interesting to order a couple of the normal ones, a couple of regular bottles, and try that against the
the barrel aged.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And then there was Brush.
Yes, the J. Wakefield Omnipolo.
Yeah, and it's not bad.
No, did you try it?
I did try it.
Okay,
and it was okay.
Yeah,
I think
I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about it.
It's kind of a mixed review beer. Either you're gonna, I think what I'm discovering is it's basically Prairie Bomb with hazelnut coffee.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
No, but I think what I'm discovering with hazelnut and beer, it dries out the beer a lot, like the flavor. It gets really, really dry.
Okay.
And it's not something, I think that was the drawback for me.
All right.
Because it was really dry on the palate.
I kind of want to do I've tried doing hazelnut in a brown ale before. Mm-hmm. And that didn't really dry it out that much, to be honest.
It's something with stouts, though. For me, it might be. I think the pecan also had that same problem.
The prairie.
Yeah, the prairie.
Yeah,
where
I was just really disappointed in that.
Yeah, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't give it a nuttiness. It just gives it this kind of weird dry in the like almost like if you've eaten like a nut shell.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Gotcha. But What I was thinking about is I kind of want to do a rebrew of the for coffee, but add some hazelnut to it.
Add some hazelnut creamer to it.
Yeah. Sure.
No?
I don't know about that.
Make a White Russian out of it? It sounds like a really good idea.
Maybe.
I want to do a White Russian stout. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Actually make it a blonde stout as well?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
All right, so
today we have the Hawkshead Brewery and Cigar City collab called Tiramisu Imperial Stout, which is made with coffee and cocoa nibs.
I'm really excited about this one.
Yep.
And Cigar City is known for making really well-balanced flavored stouts. So, yeah, I'm quite excited about this one. But having had a look online on it a little bit before, it's gotten quite mixed reviews as well.
Yeah, their collabs have not been well received recently. I think the last few that I've tried or last few that I've read about have been kind of on the fence.
Okay.
So I'm very interested to see how this one goes.
Yeah.
And then the other beer we have is a Mikkeller Spontanblackberry.
Yeah.
And this is continuing in their Spontan line, and they've got several of these. You can get this Spontan Cassis at Systembolaget at any time.
Yep. That's a regular.
But recently they've had Spontan Yuzu and Carrot.
Yuzu, the black currant.
Yeah, black currant came out recently.
And the Cassis is the regular one.
A couple of weeks, like a month ago, they had 2 Spontan releases.
Yeah.
At the same time. I got one of them, but didn't get the other.
I can't remember which one the other one was.
Yeah, it was
But I mean, they've had a ton of them.
Like I say, they're usually pretty good. I'm usually not disappointed by those.
Yeah, and they're quite decently priced as well.
Yeah, this was 99 SEK.
No,
79. 79, yeah, which is a real, I think a real good price for them.
Yeah. It comes in a 375ml champagne style bottle.
Yep.
But they always smell outstanding.
Yep. So we'll start with the Spontanblackberry, and this
will we?
I think you think so. I think it's better to start with the sour beer over the stout.
Let's give them a smell and kind of decide after that.
All right. Well, so
I think the all of the adjuncts in the stout might kill the sour a little bit as well.
I think so, because this is a sour ale brewed with blackberries and aged in oak barrels, and smells very winey, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good. I can't wait to dig into that. And then the tiramisu smells like just straight up coffee.
Actually, just had in Belarus at the hotel we stayed at in Minsk. We actually just had it was an Italian restaurant, so we had a tiramisu as a dessert.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it smells exactly like
and this smells like fresh brewed coffee. Like literally, like they just brewed this. I don't think I've ever had a stout smell this much like coffee before.
Yeah, and it's a really pleasant coffee smell as well.
Yeah.
It's not like the coffee sump or like a bitter kind of. It's a very pleasant coffee smell.
Yeah. All right. So which one do we want to go for first? I say the Spontanblackberry and enjoy the.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be a little lighter, a little cleaner. Whereas I think the tiramisu is going to be a little too heavy.
I agree.
So this is a nice.
It's a really, really deep
purpley,
red purple color. Yeah. It's quite lovely to look at.
Yeah, and it really smells kind of like a lambic.
Yeah.
It just has that nice, winey, effervescent nose. I'm just very excited about this. All right.
Smell this shit for days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is just nice and
these. I mean the Spontan series kind of remind me of they remind me a little bit of like the Boone Fooder lambics.
Yeah,
but with more aggressive. It's more aggressive in its sourness.
Mm-hmm. But this is. I mean, I think the sour tartness of the blackberry. Really shines on this. It is. I think it's really light. It's got the really good carbonation on it.
You get a ton of blackberry in the aftertaste as well.
Yeah.
How's the mouthfeel?
It's great. Honestly, it's exactly what I want from it. It's got the little micro bubbles, and it kind of just plays on the tongue. And then when it finishes, you just kind of this sweet, sour, blackberry funkiness to it. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. I should have gotten more bottles of that.
Definitely. I got one that I ordered, so I'm glad we're reviewing it on the show so I can set it aside. I don't have to dig into it right away.
Well, I'm kind of thinking if this is one that you even want to let age.
I'm not going to age it for long, but I'm just saying that I can bring it out later. I don't have to.
Oh, you mean when
I
you
can save it for a special occasion. I don't have to, yeah. And this is 7 point... Oh, it's really small handwriting. 7.7% alcohol.
Yep. I think they're usually somewhere around 7 or 8. Yeah. But yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, I could drink a couple of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really, really good.
It's really nice.
I just love the color. It's so...
Yeah.
It really makes you think blackberry.
Looks, it is blackberry.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It really captures the essence, I think, of the blackberries and the sour tartness. I just think this is a really beautiful beer. So, what do you want to give this bad boy?
I think probably 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I really love this beer. I'm going to give it much higher than that.
4.75.
I was thinking 4.75 at first because I don't think I could ask more from this. It's pretty much exactly where I would want it to be.
It is extremely drinkable.
I don't know.
It's very refreshing.
It is. That's what I like about it. I wish it wasn't 7.7. I wish it was something like a
5.
Yeah, like around a 5.
Yeah.
Because then you'd want to drink a lot of them.
You could go to Pound Town on it.
Yeah, you could get a pound. Well, I mean, it's one that you could drink and you wouldn't have to worry about getting a little too drunk on.
Yeah.
But it's really nice. I think it's a good sharing beer as well. Because
the only thing I wish this would have come out in June.
Yeah.
When it was a little bit warmer out, you could sit out, have a barbecue on the deck, and just enjoy a couple of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this would go really good with like a steak or some nice grilled meat of some sort.
Oysters?
Mm. Yeah, that would be good. Isn't it oyster season?
It is.
So it's the perfect time.
We should have had oysters on the show.
I know. We should get oysters. Go get some oysters for us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll run out and pick those up.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm going to give it, I think I will give it a 4.75.
All right.
I really can't think of how it could get much better. I think it's pretty solid all the way around, and I just don't see what you would want to do different.
I might actually have to bump it up to a 4.25.
Yeah,
it's really, really good. I'm with you as well on the ABV. Mm-hmm. It's like I wish it was around 5, so it wouldn't fuck you up.
Yeah,
too bad.
That's the more that we do this, the more I'm really appreciating these kind of lower ABV beers, and you kind of want to have a mix of something a little lighter and sessionable and something a little heavier, and then when you get these suckers that hit right in the middle, it's kind of like it's really good, but I can't drink a lot of it. I want to drink a lot of this one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so 4.75, 4.25.
Yep, excellent. Okay, so what do you know about Hawkshead?
Nothing.
Me either. I'd never heard of them before. So I was quite surprised when this... but
it's a UK brewery, right?
It is a UK brewery. They're from Cumbria.
Okay. I have no idea where that is.
It's in the UK.
Oh,
that's all I can tell you.
I know that.
I want to say in northern part of the country, but I could be completely wrong. Because
it's a very uneducated guess.
I do not know where it is. I know I've heard of it and I've seen it on a map, but I don't know.
Oh, you've actually seen it on a map?
I have.
Oh.
Because I will sometimes look at maps, and I just like to look for weird names. Yeah. And the UK has a ton of strange town names. So when you start getting into it, you're really kind of like, oh, look at that one. That's really anyway. It's a weird like pastime. Sometimes anyway.
It's a weird fetish you got.
That's not a fetish, but it's a dumb hobby. I don't know what you would call it.
Well, you're
a weird fascination. So this is inspired by the classic Italian dessert tiramisu. Obviously. This is a strong stout made with coffee beans and 8 varieties of malt. It exhibits rich, luscious layers of coffee, mocha, and cream flavors.
That's exactly what I smelled.
That is, yeah. It was first brewed at Hawkshead in collaboration with Cigar City, brewery of Tampa Bay, Florida.
Hell yeah.
And then it lists the grist, the hops, and the extracts.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Man, that is really fine writing. It's white writing.
Yeah.
Just a second. I got the bottle. I'm describing it. It's white writing on light tan. So
it's white on mocha.
Yep. The contrast is rather harsh. Something about Otter Pale. Mars Otter Pale. Yeah. Dark crystal, brown and chocolate malts, caramel, roasted barley, malted oats, crystal rye. The hops is...
Crystal rye?
Yep, that's what it says. Hops are Magnum, and the extras are Peruvian, Brazilian, and Sumatran coffee.
Oh, wow.
So beans blended with... blended and roasted by Mr. Duffin's coffee of Stavely. Cocoa nibs, vanilla, and lactose. So I'm guessing that Cumbria is somewhere near a lake. Because beer from the lakes.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's what it said on the cap as well.
And it's also good to know that this is made by people who love beer for people who love beer.
Nice.
Yes.
It's made for us.
It is. Also, you want to serve this cold. Okay, so this is 10% alcohol.
Oh, you actually want to serve it cold?
Yep.
Nice.
It's really weird because we've been usually heating these up first.
Yeah.
Almost to a boil, and then, letting them cool.
I mean, just to get that ABV down.
Yeah.
Kind of boil off that alcohol a bit.
Yeah, this just literally smells like a fresh cup of coffee. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. That is really good.
That is really, really good, yeah.
Yeah.
If
you don't like coffee, you will not like this beer because this is coffee.
Tastes a lot like coffee.
This is slap you in the face coffee.
Even in the aftertaste, it's like after you had a
really
proper serving of just a straight up black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the coffee shop in Malmo, La Café Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because sometimes I run by there before I get to the office and just get a black coffee to go.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when they have because they do have, the Brazilian, the Peruvian blends, Colombian blends.
They usually have like 3 or 4 different
exactly.
roasts at any time.
Yeah, and from different countries. But yeah, it really reminds me of, I think it's the Peruvian coffee that it kind of reminds me of. But it could be any of them.
It's a heavy roasted coffee.
Yeah.
I would say this is one of the best coffee stouts I've ever had.
Yeah, same here.
This is an excellent blend of coffees and just really well roasted.
For some reason, I think it reminded me of. Didn't we have a really good Tuel coffee brown ale or a coffee stout?
We did have a coffee
in the advent calendar
brown
last
ale
year.
It wasn't
the mocha or something like that.
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
Yeah, but I remember that one was also, if I remember correctly, that was really pleasant.
Well, it's been a year, so
no, it has been a year.
Yes, almost.
But we can always go back and listen, see. I might be completely wrong. Maybe I hated it.
No, I think we both quite enjoyed it.
I think so too.
But this is really good. I'm surprised this is getting mixed reviews. It's probably based on how much you enjoy coffee.
Yeah,
because I will say
that too.
The chocolate isn't real dominant.
No.
And
the vanilla is non-existent, basically.
No, the vanilla is just a sweetness. I think is where you're getting that from. But it is.
The thing is, I think the vanilla edition is probably also because this is something that. Remember when we spoke to Derek from Abnormal at CBC this year? He said that whenever you add adjuncts to a stout, add a bit of vanilla because that's going to enhance the other adjunct flavors.
Yeah.
That might also be...
So it's kind of like adding salt to something. It's just a flavor enhancer.
Yeah. So maybe that's why the vanilla addition is in there. So it's not to be vanilla flavored. It's just to enhance those other coffee and...
It probably rounds out the bitterness quite a bit too, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, this is a really good beer.
Yeah, I can't say that I feel like I'm drinking a tiramisu. And if they just called this a coffee Imperial Stout, I would think that would be a better name for it, because I don't feel like I'm getting the vanilla creaminess from the biscuiness maybe from a tiramisu like you would get. I
beg to differ. I think that's yeah. I think I can really relate this to a tiramisu dessert. Having just had one 2 days ago.
Oh, dude, look at you, mister.
No, I definitely can kind of relate it to that, but it might also be, of course, when you set your mind to it. This is a Tiramisu Imperial Stout, then you kind of make it taste like a Tiramisu Imperial Stout.
I'm gonna will this to be a tiramisu.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that is just a really solid beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really don't understand the mixed reviews.
I don't either. I'm gonna have to get. This is gonna be on the shelves for a while, probably.
I think so too. It was like 55 sec, right? 55.
Yeah, 55.
Which is a really good price for this kind of beer, I think.
I think so. Man, they really nailed it. Kind of loving this one too.
Yeah,
I'm extremely surprised at how much I like this beer. I was
skeptical when we.
I was extremely skeptical of it,
because I mean we've had quite a few adjunct Imperial Stouts that have just tasted off and artificial, and this doesn't really exhibit any of those kind of flavors.
Not at all. And what I also like about it is there is some carbonation on it, so it's not just dead in the glass, and it's not just really thick. Like a lot of the of the stouts these days are just like so thick and syrupy, but this is just.
Can eat it with a dessert fork.
Yeah, this is just nice and light, and again,
but it's not thin.
No, it's really a nice balance between kind of a session stout and something a little bit heavier.
Well, it's definitely not a session at 10%.
It's definitely I mean not a session, but when you get into say like a Guinness or something where it's a little bit lighter in the mouthfeel. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm quite surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this hits a lot of notes that I like about Imperial Stouts.
Mm-hmm. It's good and roasty.
Yeah, but it's not
not just from the coffee, but just from the malts themselves are nicely roasted.
From the roasted barley as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a well thought out addition of adjuncts to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also what I'm used to from Cigar City. But I can't say I've had any of the Hawkshead stuff before. So I think we should try and get a hold of some of their own stuff, which is not collaborations.
Well, I'll have to see if we can find it. I have never seen them exported. No. And I haven't even seen them turn up in any online shops either.
No.
So I'll have to keep an eye out for them in the future and see.
Well, maybe they'll show up in the Brewdog web shop or something.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they're up and comer and they're just now starting their export.
Maybe.
Train, and we'll see them in different collaborations or in different places going forward.
Yeah,
because they haven't turned up at any. I haven't seen them in any beer festivals or listed anywhere on other places too. So
let's do a quick search here and see.
What can we find out about Cumbria? Tell us about the history of Cumbria and.
No.
and Hawkshead.
Damn it. You fucked that up.
Type faster.
Hawkshead. Well, yeah, that's obviously a very bad Google search. Hawkshead Brewery might be better.
That might look a little better.
Might nail it.
Otherwise, did you get a lot of Hawks?
So Hawkshead Brewery and the beer hall. It seems like they have a tap room next to. It is in Staveley. Staveley Mill Yard. On the back lane of Kendall.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's what you were missing before.
Yep,
right?
Yeah. I didn't know it was on the back lane of Kendall, so now I feel like I can really place it geographically.
Well, Hawkshead has been around for 15 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not new or up and coming. They're quite established.
It sounds like it.
But I guess they must have focused on the UK market then.
Yeah.
But they've done collaborations with Modern Times, apparently. They have their own beer shop. So, I mean, we can always see
just order directly from them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
Let's see. We can do a pick and mix box. Of course, the first one is the Tiramisu Imperial Stout that comes up. And I gotta say, the price at Systembolaget is really good.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's £5.29, which is...
Wow.
It's more than 55 kroner.
I think it is more than 55 kroner, yeah. So we're getting it at a pretty good deal.
Hell yeah, we are. But they have there's a mojito beer. Let's see what that is. It is... that's the Modern Times collaboration. It's from the Rainbow Project, which is... Is that Siren who does the Rainbow Project?
I think so.
They give, 7 or 8 breweries in the UK a different color, and then they collaborate with another brewery from another part of the world.
Okay.
But they had, I guess they had green for the mojito collaboration, and that was a collaboration with Modern Times of San Diego, California.
Yep.
It's a kettle soured IPA, brewed with mint, lime, and oak from a rum barrel, and then dry hopped.
That could be pretty good.
That does sound pretty damn good. There's Tonka. I guess a Tonka bean beer. It's a porter, Imperial Porter with Tonka beans and cacao nibs. Also sounds pretty good. And there's a Key Line. New Zealand Pale Ale.
Let's see there. I'm just thinking maybe if I see
Cumbrian beer over there.
Just maybe if I see their labels, it'll ring a bell or something like, oh, I've seen these, but I just didn't.
Not seen any of that before.
Yep, none of it's ringing a bell. So we'll definitely have to check them out and see some of their other stuff here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you rank the Tiramisu Imperial Stout?
I think that's also going to be a 4.25 for me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 4.25 as well. I think this is a really solid beer, and I will definitely have to get another bottle of this.
Yeah,
just to have for later.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, boy! All right,
awesome.
Well, that was 2 great beers. I am rather pleased with our random pick at the Systembolaget.
You made a good selection, buddy.
Woohoo!
All right.
I almost picked Kingslayer, which is the Buxton double IPA.
Never heard of it.
It's gotten pretty good reviews.
All right.
It came out. It didn't come out this time, but I think it's been around for about a month or so. Mm-hmm. But it's also gotten really good reviews. I'm actually surprised at how much is still on the shelves at Hansa. Like how many things that have come out that just haven't immediately sold out.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, looking at I think we've discussed this before as well, but I mean, there's never because I guess it was like 2 or 3 years ago, there was always a line outside the Hansa shopping mall when there was a beer release at Systembolaget, but there never is anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it's like we've talked about before that I guess a lot of people order online instead.
Yeah.
Because now you can actually, I don't know if the rules have changed or something, that you couldn't order this stuff to your local Systembolaget before. You had to get it at the tier 7 shops or something like that, maybe. But yeah, you never see people lining up outside to snag some of those exclusive bottles that come with the smaller releases.
Or maybe the craft beer craze is slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, could be. But I mean, looking at the amount of breweries that open up every year or every month, then I
don't think the two are connected. Actually, I think if you look at I'll take the U.S. for instance, the craft beer trends there are slowing down quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you're seeing, I mean, for numerous factors there. I mean, you've got like AB InBev just hogging shelf space.
Yeah.
And then you've got overcrowding, and you've got weird state regulations and a bunch of different issues going on there. But as a whole, I mean, we're seeing a saturation, I think, of the marketplace in certain areas, U.S. and I think Sweden, probably Denmark and UK for sure. So I mean, people are expanding and they're creating a lot of microbreweries, but I don't know how many of them will have real legs on them and will be around in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the real.
I think we're going to see that in Sweden too.
Yeah, I think we're kind of reaching an apex, and then you're going to start seeing some either consolidation or breweries going under. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, how do you make a name for yourself when everyone's doing IPAs and everyone's doing kind of the same thing? And if everyone's looking to the US or looking to the UK for the latest trend, how do you make a name for yourself in a marketplace? And Sweden definitely isn't want for options. I mean, we have a ton of options, and there's some really great small breweries in Sweden. And I mean, there is a certain domination of a few familiar names.
But I mean, we don't even have to look to the US to get really, really, really good and fresh IPAs anymore. Mm-mm. Well, fresh is a bad example because we never got fresh US beer to Sweden. So.
Well, not to Sweden, but
we got it
to Denmark. Yeah, to Denmark's getting a ton of stuff.
Exactly, but that's because Mikkeller and Evil Twin fly that shit in fresh.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is so ridiculous. The amount of it's gotten to where there's so much stuff coming into Denmark that you just can't keep up with it.
Yeah,
I mean, in the past week, what was it? There was a Monkish release.
Yep.
And there's a San Diego Mikkeller release, and there was one other big release.
Evil Twin brought cans over to Himmeriet.
Yeah.
Can't remember what else. What else was... There was another brewery as well.
Yeah. But I mean, it's getting to where there's so much that I don't see how they can keep it up because, first of all, they're priced really high.
Well, I mean...
In a lot of cases.
I don't necessarily agree. I mean, looking at some of the cans that we got from Himmeriet to go, I mean, they haven't been...
No, those have been around 75 Danish.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of some of the bottle stuff they brought into Mikkeller Bottle Shop has been 200-300 Danish.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's where you're getting into some serious money.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, even by Swedish standards, so a $200 Danish is, what, $250, something like that, Swedish?
Yep.
Which means it's going to be almost a $30 bottle US.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's and they're doing that every week these days.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
but I mean, and also, I mean, the bottles that are priced that high are also more exclusive bottles from the US. It's not just a regular IPA, for example. But I mean, I would definitely pay the between 60 and 80 Danish kroner for a tallboy can of, 1 week old Monkish or other half IPA that I can, even, of course, in Denmark, I can just pay that at the bar and bring the can home.
Yeah. I do love that about Denmark.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good, it's a really good business model.
It is.
So, I mean, and what was the ones that came out just, was it a week ago that Himmeriet got some really good stuff in?
I can't remember. I know you were really excited about it.
Yeah. I guess that shows how excited I was about it because I completely forgot what it was.
Like I said, but there's been 3 additional releases since then. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, 2 great beers. Find us online at what'sontappodcast.com. Mm-hmm. You can find us on iTunes, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Podchaser?
Yeah, sure. Podchaser. We'll throw that in for
Stitcher.
Yep, Stitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
you find us online.
Yeah, we're everywhere you want to be. So until next time, keep drinking.